What's good, y'all? It's Jada Scandal building, baby. How we doing? Now, we usually have a saying at the beginning of these videos, so either you're new here or you're been here. Open up them listening ears and listen to what a player about to tell you. I hope you're looking good. I hope you're feeling good. And most importantly, smelling good, you feel me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am back here with another reaction video for y'all today, but the Diddy trial has started. Now I've done a couple of Diddy videos on this channel. We done reacted to some of the foul things he has done that has been said with this case that is building up on his ass, and it's time to run it back. It's time to apparently Cassie has hit the stage, the shit. And we getting details of what's going on, how she feeling, what's going on in that courtroom. Now, unfortunately, he gonna say it. They ain't got no video, none of that, because usually none of that is allowed in the courtroom. So we just gonna hear from what's been said from Cassie and all that other stuff been written down. We about to get all of that. This is probably gonna be a long video. And most of this shit, I'm not gonna understand what they talking about, but I'm gonna try my best to understand. And I'm going to try to make it as entertaining as possible for y'all, because I'm just in... I need to understand what's going on here. You feel me? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into this reaction video. You feel me? So let's get it and let's go.
As I speak right now, Cassandra Ventura has taken the stand. Now, unfortunately, in this case, in a federal case, there are no cameras in the courtroom. There is no audio in the courtroom. But we are going to do our best to report to you in real time what is happening with her testimony and analyzing her testimony in real time. And we're going to also be taking your questions about this testimony, about the case in general, as it progresses. So
before we really get into this, I just wanted to also say that I will try my best to stay up to date with all of this shit. I got other videos I got to drop too, damn it. I can't, this, I understand the trial is starting. Probably every other day we're going to get something about Diddy ass. That's just how I'm feeling right now. I will try my best to keep up with everything. You know, I might be a little behind on some stuff, but it's fine. I like it that way. I like to be surprised what's going on. You feel me? So let's get back to the case.
If you have a question, submit it on YouTube. We will answer it here on air. I'm not going to do it alone. I have with me here in studio Rich Schoenstein, trial attorney. Rich, thanks for jumping here so quickly. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Big day in this trial.
This is a big day because she is victim number one in this case. I think it would be fair to say we probably wouldn't have criminal charges if it wasn't for Cassandra Ventura filing her lawsuit in November of 2023. We all know that the videotape of her purportedly being beaten by Sean Combs in 2016 changed the course of this entire legal saga. It came up a lot yesterday. She came up a lot yesterday. And now her testifying for the prosecution, I think a fair argument is this case either rises or falls with her testimony. So what has she testified to so far? Well, first of all, she's quite pregnant. She's about 8.5 months, 9 months pregnant. She's 38 years old. She explained that she was with Sean Combs for 10 years. We're talking about a 17-year age difference. She admitted that during the course of their relationship, he introduced her to certain sex acts. She asked to describe the relationship she had with him. Quote, there were violent arguments that would usually result in some sort of physical abuse, dragging, different things of that nature. Again, why is this important? He's charged with sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. He's charged with racketeering conspiracy, a criminal enterprise, underlying crimes like sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction, and also transporting sex workers for purposes of prostitution. She went on to
go ahead and rack down all that shit up. Put everything on the table on his ass. I just get everything, nigga. I seen a comment earlier. Somebody said, now, R. Kelly got like 30 years in jail for what he did. Nigga, Diddy ain't getting nothing. Diddy is getting life. If he don't get life in prison, we're gonna have a problem. I'm so serious. If Diddy does not get life, young, it's what the fuck? What are we doing here at this point? Get them charged, stack all them joints up, looking like just stack it. I need that joint. I need the paperwork to be like this. From the ceiling to the floor, nigga.
say that he would stomp her in the head if she was down. There was frequent violence. She would have black eyes. She would have bruises. She was asked by the prosecution to describe what a freak-off was.
Ooh.
And she said, quote, "It basically entails the hiring of an escort and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean. It involved Combs being able to watch with me, the other person, and actually direct us on what we were doing. Eventually, it became a job for me, pretty much." By the way, this comes after the testimony of a male performer who says he was hired by Cassandra Ventura and Sean Combs to have sex with Cassie in front of Sean Combs. She described how their relationship was quite complex. Talking about these freak-offs when she was first introduced to them, she says, "I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much." She explained how Sean Combs ultimately controlled a lot of her life. She talked about blackmail materials, so videos that Combs purportedly shot of her during these sexual encounters. She was concerned that they would be published, they would be released. Quote, "He had many resources to do that." She was shown the 2016 video of that hallway attack, as I mentioned. She confirmed it was after a freak-off, which is important, because while the defense would say this is an unfortunate incident of domestic violence and domestic violence is not sex trafficking, she has confirmed that this was after a freak-off. This was in furtherance of sex trafficking. She says she was afraid that if she said no to him, it would make him angry. So again, we're going to get more of her.
God damn, bro. Ooh, girl, I feel so bad. Ooh. 10 years? You went through 10 years of this bullshit? Damn. Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait for them to say life. Just life. Life. Get cozy, bitch. Life. Okay? Cause no. Ooh, Diddy. Oh my Lord, man, wait till the tapes come out. Oh my God. Once them tapes start rolling and we hear about some of the people that's in them tapes, I'm telling you right now, some of our favorite celebrities is probably in them damn tapes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've said it in other videos that I've done of covering this Diddy situation. Some of them niggas gonna get caught up. All that criminal act, some of our favorite artists might be cooked. I'm not gonna hold you again. Cause nigga, what?
So far, Rich, from what I've said, what are you taking away from her testimony?
Well, obviously, this is a horrendous relationship, and she suffered a lot. I think the defense is arguing, in essence, that she was a consensual, willing participant in this relationship. It was a 10-year relationship. It had ups and downs, and the defense is arguing that some of the things she argues now she was forced to do, she did willingly and perhaps even enjoyed at the time. So that's what we're getting at. But this is really shocking stuff for a jury to have to hear all of this, and I think see some of it is coming up.
Don't you think that there is a potential problem for the prosecution? Because we heard it was funny. We have a question from TDB. Jesse, does the male dancer's testimony about Cassie contradict the prosecution's opening statement? Now, he had testified that he thought he heard Sean Combs slapping her, that there were instances where he saw him dragging her, but at the same time, he was getting paid by her. He was texting her. She was participating in these freak-offs. You wonder, this case is a thin line. Was it coercion or not? Was she a victim or partner in this?
Yeah, we know damn well she was a motherfucking victim. 10 years. Ooh, honey. 10 years this girl been a victim. She was forced to do most of that stuff. She was forced, beaten, dragged. You seen the video. Everybody seen the video. Diddy ass was whack-a-moling her ass. No. That girl was a victim. I don't care what nobody say. That girl was a victim.
Do you think when you hear the testimony of that male dancer and you hear her testimony now, it'll be difficult for the jury to believe that everything was coerced and against her will?
I don't think the jury is going to believe that everything was coerced and against her will at the time, but it doesn't have to. There's a massive power imbalance here. So even if she willingly participated for parts of this relationship, he has all of the power and he's using it. And the one thing you mentioned, I wrote down, blackmail video. That stuff's really important to the case, right? This is carrot and stick territory, but he kept, allegedly, things like these videos to keep people in line. And the allegation here is if she sort of got a little bit antsy about how the relationship was going, he would threaten to release videos that would destroy any chance of her having a career.
The defense would say the only person that was in possession of the videos was Cassandra Ventura. That's a point that they made yesterday.
That's an evidentiary point. I don't know the answer to that.
Let me ask you this. We have a question from Lauren, who,
Hold on. They said what?
The only
Go
person
back.
that was in possession of the videos was Cassandra Ventura. That's a point.
So she was the only one that had possession of the video? Okay.
They made yesterday.
That's an evidentiary point. I don't know the answer to that.
Let me ask you, I say that the prosecution spent so much time yesterday in their opening statement trying to explain to this jury why it's a crime. Because it's not a garden variety trafficking or racketeering case. And I think the more they have to explain it, that's a problem for them. I think it's a weakness in their case, personally. Now we have an update from court. Prosecutor asked Cassandra Ventura, what was his lifestyle like? Ventura responds, he had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. And then apparently she's shown a photo, and she says, this is Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007, 2008, Halloween. How did Sean Combs' moods vary? Day to day. Now look, he is charged with specific crimes that John Smith on the street can't meet. There is an argument here, very powerful, had all these businesses, different resources, different employees. He would be in the position to be able to carry out a sex trafficking or racketeering operation. That's what makes him unique.
This is why I said Diddy is a fucking supervillain. What are y'all not getting? What are we not getting? What are we not understanding here? I told people, I've been telling, Diddy is a supervillain. I don't care what nobody say. That man is a villain. That man is a fucking villain. He got businesses on top of businesses. He got business partners. He got all that. He was running a whole operation from the ground up. He taking out competition left and right to left so he can stay at the top of the food chain. Crazy work. Hell no.
Sure, but is that what he's doing? Is he running an entertainment and fashion industry, or is he running essentially a criminal organization?
No, this is a criminal
By the way, we have a
organization.
poll up right now. You can participate in it. Do you think Cassie Ventura was a victim or partner in this? Ready
Victim.
for this? 82%. Well, this doesn't make sense. 82% say yes. I don't know if that's yes to. I think we need clarification. 82% say victim or partner. We'll get a clarification on that.
By the way,
right now.
that's my answer to that question.
Oh,
Was she
okay.
a victim or a
82%
partner?
say victim. 82%
Yeah.
say victim. Maybe based on we're reporting on the testimony right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Hell
she
yeah,
is a
she's-
victim
I think
if
she's
the
a victim,
allegations
too.
are true, but also she is involved in some of the criminal act. I mean, she's getting those prostitutes, right? She's making payments to them allegedly. She's having them come, so she's involved.
But my question is, what can you do if you have a person that literally runs your life? Like, what are you supposed to do with that? They saying blackmailing videos. At any moment, he could have ruined her. He was beating on her. At that point, you can't really get away from stuff like that. Especially not from Diddy. 10 years, shawty. I'm like 10 dash crazy. She has to go through with the plan. She has to work with him within these circumstances because nigga, he got one over her. Beating on her. He got videos, all that. Bro, Diddy is not a good person. I don't care what nobody tell me. Even if his mama looked at me dead in my eyes and said my son was a good person. No, your child is a demon. Your child is the devil in sheep's clothing. That boy made it seem like he was just the wonderfulest person. No, that nigga is the devil in sheep's clothing. I'm so serious.
Involved in some of the alleged criminal activity. And that's an interesting point that wouldn't just apply to her. Other people in.
I also want to say, if I'm not making any sense, please help me understand. I'm just, as a person that's not really into, court politics, things of that nature, I'm just as new to all of this as some people. So I'm listening and trying to give my feedback of what I feel is going on within the situation and what I've also learned previous to the trial starting. So just bear with a nigga, please.
His orbit might be some combination of victim and co-conspirator.
But you know what? That video changes everything, because the argument would be, what do you think happens if she says no?
Yeah.
What do you think happens if she says, I'm not in the mood for a freak off tonight. I'm not going to pay the dancer. That's what's going to happen. That video is arguably the most important piece of evidence because it sets the stage when we're talking about coercion or force. Question from Angelina. How old was Cassie when they first started dating? I think she was 19 years old, so you're talking about a 17-year age difference. That's important. I think that's an important factor if you're talking about power and control, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The fact.
Yeah, nah. He had all the power over her. 19? Nigga. And as the parent, if her mother, if there was a parent around her, why would you allow that? And you not there to witness none of this. Because that's what it seemed like. The parent won't there at all. So what the... I'm not letting my 19-year-old go off with no damn global superstar or some shit by themselves without me being around. I'm sorry. That just makes no sense to me.
He's older and obviously has much more power anyway.
Sherry Williams asks, what kind of time is Diddy facing if he's found guilty?
Life.
Do you want me to? I have it listed unless you want me to answer that one.
I would say life in prison, but you can tell me specifically.
Life.
So this is exactly what he would be facing. So if he's convicted of one count of racketeering conspiracy, I pulled this up because I figured people might be curious. If he is convicted of racketeering conspiracy, the top charge, that is a maximum sentence of life in prison. You know what the minimum is that for that? Well, okay, so that's life in prison. Maximum sentence for sex trafficking, life in prison. You know what the minimum is for sex trafficking? 15 years in prison. And then the transportation for purposes of prostitution carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Rich, I have to tell you, I don't know about racketeering. I don't know about sex trafficking if he's going to be convicted of those. I am fairly confident he's going to be convicted of allegedly transporting.
Ain't going nowhere. Yes. Oh, if all goes well, Diddy ass is never seeing the street again. Yes. You don't understand. If all goes well, Diddy will never see the outside world again. Like, oh my God. Life. If he don't get nothing less than life, everything is rigged.
Sex workers with the intent that they engage in prostitution. Their argument, as far as I understood yesterday, their defense yesterday was he hired people for their time and experience.
Let me tell you something. If he gets out of this trial only convicted of transporting for prostitution, that is a defense victory. They would take that in a heartbeat, I bet.
Because I think if he is convicted of that, he might not get 10 years. He might get, a shorter amount and time served, his time already in the MDC. I don't know, but it wouldn't be life in prison. Wouldn't it be 15 years?
Yeah, he might not get full 10 years. He might not get the hardest prison term, the hardest prison life, right? He would get out. He would still have a life. He would still have his enterprise. So I think that would actually be a defense victory, all things considered.
I swear to God.
So we have an update from court. I think she's describing what the alleged abuse was like. She talks about anger, zoning out. She was asked, how did this impact you? She says, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. She also apparently talks about psychological abuse. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. So, I do wonder, that has a strong impact.
It's not just about the girlfriend. It's not just about the relationship. It's about these sex workers that he is moving about.
We have a question from To Trune. What about male victims? Seems like this case is solely based on women victims.
Let's get to that too. Because let's not act like Diddy ass was out here touching on boys too. Usher. Justin Bieber. Alleged. I'm just saying. I believe alleged. I just feel like, is it not just weird to me that, Usher could hit a pretty good high note? Alleged. That's all I'm saying. Don't come at me, alleged.
This case appears to be based on women victims. I mean, I've heard speculation too about male victims. I don't know where that stands.
Well, there's lawsuits. There's a lot of lawsuits that have been filed by male victims, and I wonder, do you think that was intentional for the prosecution to not include those in this case? I mean, why weren't minor victims? Let me say this. Do you think it's like we want to be as specific as possible with these charges? We don't want to make this case overly broad. The bigger it becomes, the more risk it'll fall down. Thoughts?
I don't buy that. I think the prosecution wanted as many victims as it could get. But I think the prosecution had to scrutinize every potential victim to, first of all, are they going to show up, right? We have an issue with one of the three, whether or not they're going to show up. So they had to scrutinize that.
Hey, victim number 3. I beg you, show your ass. Fuck that. Do not save this man. Show your ass. He need to be put in there for life and nothing less. If he get anything less than life, my nigga, we gonna have a problem. Because what do we got going on here?
And also,
show your ass.
How are their claims? How are they going to be on cross-examination? How is it going to play? They wanted multiple victims. The only way this case is what it is because there are multiple victims. This is not a RICO case if it's just what he did to one person, no matter how horrible it was. That doesn't get you to racketeering. So they need the multiple victims.
Just now, an update from court. Prosecutor asked Cassie Ventura, how would he keep tabs on you? To which she apparently responds, he didn't live far apart. We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Coram, who we all know has been a central figure in this case. Maybe not the criminal case, but she's come up in lawsuits before. The prosecutor asks her, was your relationship exclusive? Ventura replies, no. If she's naming names like David James or Christina Coram, do they have to testify, you think?
I don't think they have to testify, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I would think this is all planned out, that she's going to indicate some people and then the prosecution is going to bring them in later in the trial to verify, right? One thing you really want to do with a witness like this, the defense is going to say that she's embellishing. They might say she's lying, but that's going to be a little hard to do with that video, right? They can't just say she's a liar.
Yeah, no.
But they're going to say she's exaggerating, she's embellishing, they're painting it a certain way because of the case. So you have to bring in these corroborating witnesses and whatever other corroborating evidence you have to verify what it is she's saying. So it would be very useful, for example, if she says, yes, David James came around to check on me on behalf of Mr. Combs, and then David James takes the stand and says, yes, I did that.
Yeah,
that would be helpful.
Real time.
Well,
question from Daniela, 3984, talking about the video. What version of the hotel video was played in the courtroom? Was it the sped up version? Now, I believe it was portions of the surveillance video, not the CNN video, and cell phone video that was taken by the security guard who testified, Israel Flores. He had apparently taken a cell phone video of the surveillance footage to show his wife, but that became a big pretrial issue about what the jury was going to see.
Yeah. And by the way, that story was a little odd. I took a video of it to show my wife.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'd be the same damn way if I see some crazy ass shit like that at my job. Oh, I'm for sure getting me a video out of that. Man, come look at this shit. Look, is that Diddy? Is that Diddy? No, man, look, it's Diddy. I'm sorry. I would have did the same shit. Like, somebody gotta see this before I give it to somebody. Somebody, please.
For what purpose? I mean, that was a little strange.
Well, you're not going to believe this happened.
Exactly. You're not gonna believe this, but look, man, you're not gonna believe this, Daddy. Daddy is on the. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to be difficult. I think the defense would like you to believe that video's been doctored somehow, but I think they're going to have trouble sustaining it.
Okay, update from court. Prosecutor asks Cassandra Ventura, did you see other men? Cassandra Ventura responds, yes. Prosecutor asks, did Sean see other women? Ventura responds, yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Goes to a theme from yesterday, where the defense owned up and said, yeah, he's jealous, he's angry, he's violent. He engaged in domestic violence. That 20...
Hell yeah, he violent. Violent in the motherfucker too. You keep all that violence. I hope somebody put that violence on you in prison. I'm so serious. I hope somebody in that prison put that violence upon you, because you deserve every bad doing to your ass, boy.
16 video is indefensible. When you hear her testify like that, does it help the defense? Does it help the prosecution? Because the defense got in front of it. They didn't say he's a saint.
Well, it helps the prosecution, but the...
Oh, no. Oh, on the contrary. Diddy is a psychopath. There's nothing more, nothing less. Diddy is a psychotic human being. In his head, this nigga is not okay. Okay? The devil in sheep's clothing. This is what I'm telling you. He made himself look like this righteous black man. This. We got businesses here. We got all this extra shit to make it look like I'm the good man in this. No, player. He is the devil. Do not fall for that tomfoolery.
Did the correct thing in opening statement, and they had to do it. They didn't have any choice. I mean, the defense couldn't walk into this trial and say he's the victim of a conspiracy to invent evidence against him. That was never going to work. The thing's on video, and there's lots of other evidence. So they were going to have to say he is not a delightful guy. You people on the jury probably aren't going to like things that he did. He did engage in things we consider domestic violence, but this is a racketeering case.
Ladies and gentlemen, that there is going to be the end of the video right there. That was a long ass video. I hope y'all watch it. If not, we're going to have to box. But I'm going to try to, edit it as best as possible. Whatever. If you're watching it, it probably was a little bit edited. If you got this far to the end of the video, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you. But Diddy, we on your ass, boy. I'm so serious. Your ass need life and nothing less. And I'm going to see y'all whatever I upload next. Peace. Okay.